It's not every season that a rider rewrites the rules, and rarer still when they carve their name into the sport's history with such raw determination. While many chase glory, only a few define an era. In the world of motorcycle racing, one name has surged through the ranks with grit, fire, and unshakable will. Toprak Razgatlıoğlu. With over 40 podiums, a two-time World Superbike Championship, and a riding style that seems to defy the laws of physics, Toprak isn't just a winner. He's a showman, a warrior, and a generational talent. Born in Turkey and raised on the edge of speed, he brought a new flavor to the sport, blending precision with jaw-dropping aggression, especially under braking, where he became nothing short of mythical. Now in his late 20s and still evolving, Toprak has not only conquered WorldSBK, but has also dared to step beyond, recently switching to MotoGP, seeking new challenges and rewriting expectations once again. This is the story of a rider chasing his late father's dream, willing to sacrifice everything to make it real. Born in Alanya, Turkey in 1996, Toprak Razgatlıoğlu was destined to live on two wheels. His father, Arif Razgatlıoğlu, better known as Tek Teker Arif, or Wheelie Arif, was a famous Turkish stunt rider, well loved in the local motorcycle community for his fearless tricks and iconic wheelies. The love for motorcycles was practically coded into Toprak's DNA. But this was no ordinary father-son relationship. It was a partnership forged in speed, risk, and the relentless pursuit of mastery on two wheels. Tragedy, however, struck in 2017. Just as Toprak was on the cusp of making his big leap to the WorldSBK stage, his father lost his life in a road accident. The man who had been his guide, mentor, and hero was suddenly gone. Carrying that weight into his career, Toprak often raced with the initials TTA, a tribute to Tek Teker Arif, etched into his leathers or written on his bike. It wasn't just racing for trophies, it was racing for legacy. Toprak's journey into professional racing started humbly. At just 5 years old, he hopped onto a 50cc motocross bike, quickly proving that his talent extended beyond mere hobby. By age 11, he transitioned from dirt to tarmac, setting his sights on road racing. It was a natural yet challenging move, one that foreshadowed the exceptional racer he would become. His early international career saw him competing in the IDM Yamaha R6 Cup, where he collected podiums and learned the nuances of racing at higher levels. By 2013, he was part of the prestigious Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup, immediately turning heads with 2 podiums in his debut races. The following year, he secured his first victory in the series at Sachsenring, cementing his status as one of the sport's brightest prospects. Too tall for Moto3 bikes, Toprak found a new home in the European Superstock 600 Championship. In 2014, under the watchful eye of Turkish racing legend Kenan Sofuoglu, Toprak stunned the paddock by winning his debut race at Manikur, a place that would repeatedly serve as a lucky charm throughout his career. His dominance in the 2015 STK 600 Championship was nothing short of brutal. He won the first 5 races, wrapped up the title with a round to spare, and made it clear he wasn't there to participate. He was there to win. Stepping up to the bigger bikes in the Superstock 1000 class in 2016, Toprak showed rapid progression, capturing podiums and fighting for victories against more seasoned competitors. Despite a brief setback due to injury at Phillip Island during a one-off appearance in WorldSBK that year, his name was now circulating in conversations about future champions. By 2018, the call to WorldSBK had arrived. Signed to the modest Puchetti Kawasaki team, few expected Toprak to make much of an impact in his rookie season. But in typical Toprak fashion, he shattered expectations. At Donington Park, he achieved his and Turkey's first ever podium in WorldSBK by overtaking none other than Jonathan Rea on the last lap, a glimpse of the battles that would define his future. Another podium followed in Argentina, and he wrapped up his debut year 9th in the championship. The real breakout came in 2019. Toprak started collecting podiums like trading cards, culminating in an electrifying victory at Manikur. Starting from 16th on the grid, With less than 2 laps remaining and a 1.3-second gap to the leader, Toprak unleashed an aggressive yet calculated charge, overtaking Rea for his maiden WorldSBK win. He doubled down with a win in the Superpole race that same weekend. The paddock could no longer deny it. A new star had arrived. This caught the attention of Yamaha, who promptly brought him into their factory WorldSBK team in 2020. From his very first race with the team, Toprak made history by winning, a rare feat achieved by only a select few. That year was a testament to his consistency, speed, and ability to adapt. Despite a crash that saw him miss 2 races, he finished 4th overall and was Yamaha's top performer. Then came 2021, the year that would redefine WorldSBK history. For years, Jonathan Rea had dominated the championship, winning 6 consecutive titles and setting a standard few believed could be matched. Toprak, however, had other plans. Once he secured his first win of the season at Misano, it was as if a dam had burst. Victory after victory followed, iconic battles at Donington Park, stunning last-lap fights against Scott Redding at most, and relentless showdowns with Rea at Navarra and Manicours. This wasn't just competition. This was a war on 2 wheels. Each corner, each braking zone became a statement. Toprak's ability to brake later, deeper, and harder than anyone else on the grid became legendary. His stoppies lifting the rear wheel under braking weren't just showboating. They were surgical applications of his unique riding style. The 2021 title was clinched in Indonesia, a poetic full-circle moment considering how far he had come since losing his father in 2017. He did it his way, not by playing it safe, but by pushing until the very end, earning his place as World Superbike Champion. Even after winning the title, Toprak continued to innovate, surprise, and outperform expectations. However, tensions with Yamaha began to grow, particularly after Yamaha prevented him from testing his future BMW bike at an official test in late 2023, while allowing Jonathan Rea, his incoming replacement, to ride the Yamaha. In 2024, Toprak signed with BMW on a 2-year deal, marking a new chapter in his career. Expectations were uncertain. BMW hadn't tasted victory since 2013, but that didn't matter to Toprak. He delivered BMW their first win in over a decade at Catalunya. Then, he doubled down, winning the Superpole race with a stunning last corner pass on Alvaro Bautista. Misano brought his first career hat trick, wins in all 3 races of the weekend. Then he repeated the feat 3 more times. Donington, Most, and Portimao all fell to Toprak's relentless charge. In Portimao, he shattered the record for most consecutive wins in a single season, extending it to 13. Each time he celebrated, it wasn't with arrogance, but with playful, culturally rooted gestures like imitating the viral pose of Turkish Olympic silver medalist Yusuf Dikkat. Yet, as is the nature of motorsport, it wasn't all smooth sailing. A heavy crash at Magny-Cours during free practice led to a pneumothorax, forcing him to sit out the races that weekend. It was a painful reminder that even for the bravest, the edge of performance is razor thin. By the end of the season, Toprak was crowned the 2024 WorldSBK Champion, delivering BMW its first ever rider's title. Turning a struggling project into a dominant force, Toprak proved his move to BMW was a masterstroke. The momentum didn't slow down in 2025. His performances have been nothing short of breathtaking. At Misano, he pulled off yet another dominant hat trick, crossing the line with an incredible 10-second gap over his rivals, a margin almost unheard of at this level. His ability to push the BMW to its absolute limits while making it look effortless has continued to stun fans and pundits alike. Despite this, the momentum kept building toward the next frontier, MotoGP. After multiple private tests with Yamaha's MotoGP bike in 2022 and 2023, Toprak had tasted the premier class machinery and wanted more. The dream his father once had, to see his son compete at the highest level, was now within reach. On June 10, 2025, Yamaha announced that Toprak would leave World Superbikes at the end of the season to join the MotoGP World Championship in 2026 with the Pramac racing team. This historic move made him the first Turkish rider in MotoGP history. A monumental achievement, not just for himself, but for an entire nation of fans who had followed his story from gravel tracks in Alanya to the grandest stage of motorcycle racing. And now the motorsport world watches with bated breath. Will Toprak's fearless style translate to the unforgiving world of MotoGP? Will his braking magic, his determination, and his refusal to follow convention turn him into a champion on this new stage as well? Or will it take time for him to adjust to the radically different demands of prototype machinery? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the history and evolution of legendary motorcycles, from vintage Hondas to cutting-edge hyperbikes, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to SK for more exciting content. Ride safe, dream big, and stay tuned for our next story. Goodbye.